Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing His word with sincerity and truth. To you I say Shalom. Now, in this video, I'm going to go into who is Esau. Who is Edom. Most of y'all already know, but just for edification, we're going to go into it. And I got Genesis 25 and 21 pulled up, and I'm just going to jump right in. And it says, "And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah was his wife. And Rebekah his wife conceived." Right, right now we're going to the very beginning, so we can break down, who is Edom, break down who is Esau. They're the same people. Well, Edom, like I said, it's the same people. It's the same nation. Esau, Edom, just different names for them, right? Just like you got Jacob, Israel, the same nation, just different names for it. But anyway, let's continue on. We just read that Rebekah was barren, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, and she bare. She conceived. Verse 22, "And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh." Right, so she had twins. Well, actually, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Verse 23, "And Yahweh said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels." Right, two nations are in thy womb. Right, there's twins. She had twins in her womb, but these twins aren't your ordinary twins. But either ways, going into this topic right here, into this verse, two nations are in thy womb. So two separate nations were inside her. Two of the forefathers of two separate nations. Two of the main nations in the scripture. The righteous and the wicked. It says, "And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, which is Jacob, and the elder shall serve the younger." Right, the elder is Esau. Esau is going to serve the younger, which is Jacob. As we're going to read, you're going to see. Verse 24, "And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb." Right, twins. Verse 25, "And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." So the first one came out all red. This is all over like a hairy garment. So he came out all red, like a dyed garment. Now, who does that describe, man? Who in this world, whenever they're born, come out looking all red? So-called white people, man. The so-called white people, they're the ones that come out looking all red whenever they're born. It says, "And they called his name Esau," which in Hebrew is Ishashwa, which means wasted away, because all his pigment was wasted away. It was stripped off. He had no pigmentation. He had no melanin. Verse 26, "And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them." Right. Why didn't they talk about Jacob when he came out? How he looked? Because he came out looking normal. He had melanin. He was dark skinned. Everybody in the planet Earth has some form of melanin, has some form of pigmentation. Everybody in the earth is brown. Esau is the only one that isn't. He's the one that came out red. So these aren't, like I said, these aren't your ordinary looking twins. These are what's that word? Uh, Let me look it up. It's twins that look different. What's that word? Fraternal twins, right? So that's how these Esau and Jacob came out looking. They were fraternal twins. One of them came out looking all red, and the other one came out looking normal, which is Jacob. And like I said, Esau is the father of the Edomites, which are so-called white people. Jacob is the father of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And check this out. It says Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Right? Esau, that's a characteristic of the so-called white man. Always out here hunting. They're cunning hunters. You see them out there with the damn rifles going out on top of trees and, uh, you know, hunting for deer. The motherfuckers go hunting for squirrels and all kind of shit too. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. You know, Jacob always wants to be at home. You know, staying in the crib, chilling. So let's go. Let me get Numbers. So we just proved partly who is Esau, but we're gonna get more evidence, right? And I'm also gonna pull up this scripture right here. You know, pretty much to prove that Esau was white. So it says Numbers 12 and 5. And Yahweh came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I Yahweh will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is so faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore, then, were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? Right? Because Miriam and Aaron was speaking against Moses because he married a Canaanite, which is something that we know that we shouldn't do, is marry other women of other nations. It says, and the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed. It says, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. See, so that's leprosy, is whenever you have them white spots. You see somebody having them white spots, or they're all pale, like I said, the so-called white man. He's a clean leper. His whole body is white. His hair is blonde, yellow, right? So it says Miriam became leprous, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us. Lay not this sin upon us. So you gotta understand this this curse, or this disease that Miriam got. It's the same mark that Cain got. It's the exact same mark. You know, and we'll get into that here in a minute. It says, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. It says, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And who's that talking about? We just read it. Who's that talking about? whose flesh is half consumed. Who came out looking red? Esau. This is talking about Esau, man. And it says that she was leprous, white as snow. And what did Aaron say? It says, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. That's talking about he was talking about Esau, man. And even he said, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Lay not this sin upon us. Because that was also the same mark that Cain received when he sinned against the Most High. Whenever he killed his brother Abel. So now, let me get Leviticus. Just to further prove about the yellow hair as well. Oh my bad. Leviticus 13 and 30. It says, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be inside deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. See, they call this a plague. It says, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even leprosy upon the head or beard. So if you have yellow thin hair, growing out of your scalp or your beard, and it's deeper than the skin, then that's leprosy, man. Right? So these Edomites with their blonde hair, that's leprosy. But like I said, they're a clean leper. Let me get that. Actually, just scroll up. Leviticus 13 and I'm gonna start at 12. It says, and if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. See? Now when you're all spotty, you have white spots, you're unclean. But once your whole body, that leprosy takes over and takes over your whole body, your hair and everything, then you're clean. Right? Let me read this again. It says, then, Leviticus 13:13. Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. Like I said, all his skin has turned white. Because like I said, back then, everybody was brown. Everybody had melanin. The only people that had no melanin were the Edomites. Anyway, let's go back to Genesis. Go back to the beginning to show you that Cain, that was the mark that Cain received. All right, let me. Let's start from the top. Yeah, let's start from the top. Genesis 4:1. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of the ground, an offering unto Yahweh. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and to his offerings. But unto Cain and to his offerings he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Right? So why did the Most High not respect Cain's offering? Because the dumbass decided to bring fruit of the ground as an offering. When in the scriptures tell you, you gotta bring the firstlings of your flock. This is the end of the fat thereof. So of course the Most High is gonna respect Abel's offering. The scriptures don't say nothing about bringing fruit. So he was going off. Verse 6. And Yahweh said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? Right. The Most High was talking to Cain, like, why you mad? Why are you all upset? It says, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and thou shalt see, and thou shalt be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Right? If he doest well, it says, shalt thou not be accepted? But he was going off. He wasn't doing what the Most High had commanded. He decided to bring whatever the hell he felt like. Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So Cain was just a straight up demon, man. He was jealous of Abel because he got respect from the Most High, or not respect, but well, I guess his offering got respect, right? And Cain's didn't. Cain's offering, the Most High didn't even count. So he was pissed off at Abel whenever he should have been pissed off at himself for fucking up. He fucked up. Abel was doing the right thing. Right? It says, and Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. So he murdered Abel. And Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, so he was lying. He was lying to the Most High. Over here thinking that the Most High didn't see. Verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be on the earth, be in the earth. This is, and Cain said unto Yahweh, and these are the same curses that Esau still has. He's a fugitive and a vagabond. Of course he has dominion over the earth, but now he's, the curse is starting to come back. Starting to come back and bite him in the ass. People are starting to see what a devil he is. And all the bullshit he's doing. And the fruit, that's why he's trying to create his GMO shit. Because the fruit and the vegetables and all the plants and crops, they're not bringing forth as much nutrients as it should. Because Esau, like I said, Esau is ruling the earth. Right now the earth is a very, very low state. Genesis 4 and 13. And Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. Right? Because that's judgment. That would be judgment. That would be justice. They're gonna be like, oh shit, that's Cain. He killed his brother. We gotta kill him. That's justice. Because there was more than one. It wasn't just Adam and Eve. It was a whole tribe of people, man. Verse 15. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And this is the part I wanted to get to. It says, and Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. You see? That mark that it's talking about is that mark of leprosy, that sin, that mark of sin. Because that's what he did. He sinned. He killed his brother and he lied to the Most High, to the Most High's face, nonetheless. So the Most High cursed his ass and put that mark of sin upon him. Right? And that same spirit of Cain was in the serpent, you know, in the Garden of Eden. And also that same spirit is in Esau now. You know, because during the flood, the whole seed of Cain got wiped out. But it came back again. He came back again in the form of Esau. Now, let me get uh, John 8 and 44. Like I said, this white man, the white man is the devil, man. The white man, the so-called white man, Esau, is a damn devil. He's the wicked that the Bible speaks of. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And this is Yahushua speaking right here. This is John 8 and 44. You are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Now he's talking to the Pharisees, you know, the Jews that are in Jerusalem right now. You know, the ones that aren't that don't believe in him. Like I said, pretty much I think right here he's talking to, I think he is the Pharisees he's talking to. Let me see. Okay, so he's talking to the Jews that believe on him. He says, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Then answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? See, but they don't even know, because they were pretty much under in somewhat of a bondage, almost like a, what's it called? They were under subjection by the Roman Empire. But really, the Most High was talking about his mind. Mind be freed. So anyway, this is John 8 and 44. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. So who was a murderer? Who murdered from the beginning? Cain. So this devil that's talking about is talking about Cain. And abode not in the truth. Just like the serpent abode not in the truth. Cain abode not in the truth. Esau abode not in the truth. This is because there is no truth in him. What did Cain do, man? He lied. This is when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh as, and so did the serpent. The serpent also lied. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. And that same spirit, like I said, came back as Esau. That same spirit that was in the serpent, the same spirit that was in Cain, that same spirit came back again as Esau. Now let me get Psalm 58, verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. The wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, man. Esau is the wicked. All they do is speak lies. This is Job 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who's in rulership? Who's in the top position right now, man? Esau. America has, like, just for example, America has so many army bases around the world. There's like over 100 countries that have army bases in. You don't see Haiti having army bases all over the world. You don't see Mexico having army bases all over the world, or Honduras, or Brazil. It's Esau. It says, actually, let me get well, yeah, let me go more deeper into this. It says, He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All you gotta do is look at the Renaissance period, right? The Renaissance period. Actually, let me get the Russian icons. Let me pull some images. As you can see, look at that dark skin. Look at that small afro. Look at that dark skin. Then during the Renaissance period, then they started bringing this. But you can clearly see how the afro was. All they did was just paint over it and make it look like straight hair. That hair looks weird. It looks off. Look at this. You see? Look at that. That woolly hair. You see, even Mary had some sort of afro going on right here. See how big the hood is? I said then during the Renaissance period, it started destroying the images, started painting over the images, in a form called iconoclasm, started whitewashing all the images. So I'm just scrolling, looking through all these images. There's this one of Yahweh Shah. How they painted him, they painted over him. I'm trying to see if I can find it. But this is one of Yahweh Shah where they painted over him, and they painted him white. You know what I'm saying? But he still has that big like afro look. But they painted his face white. Like what kind of a white boy has a damn afro? I can't find it. I'm gonna go. Let's just go back to the lesson. But anyway, that's what Esau did, man. It says, He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who is the wicked then? If it's not these people, Edomites, then who are they? Where are the wicked? Where are they? The Bible speaks about them. Esau is without a doubt the wicked, the devil, that old serpent. These Edomites are the wicked. They're the children of the wicked. Job 30:1, it says, But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. They that are, lesser than I have me in derision. Why? Because we were the prince. We are Israelites, man. Israel means prince of the power. We are better than them. We are better than anybody in this earth. It says, But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. See, so even Job disdained. Let's look up this word disdained in the Common Dictionary. It says, considered to be unworthy of one's consideration, refuse or reject something out of the feeling of pride or superiority. See, so Job disdained to have set to have put these people's fathers with the dogs of his flock. That's how low, that's how down low, that's how base this man is. That's how base this man Esau is. right? Verse 2, it says, yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished, right? Because these Edomites, they have no strength. They're weak as hell. They're lazy as hell, weak as hell. They're done. They're through. Now, go to verse 3. It says, for want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste. And that's talking about whenever they were getting kicked out of the cities and everything. You know, they went and fled into the desolate wilderness, into the waste. It says who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Now these white people, they're called Caucasians because they lived in the Caucasus Mountains. And when you look up the herbs or the plants that are in the Caucasus Mountains are juniper roots. That was their main source. That's what gave them nutrients. That's how the Most High kept them alive when they were getting driven out. Just like it says right here, verse 5. It says, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. You see? They cried after them like after a thief. They were kicking their asses out of the damn cities, out of the damn towns. Because they were thieves. And they're stealing food, taking shit. They probably looked and smelled like shit from living in the damn caves. Uncivilized. They're the fucking savages. They're the uncivilized. Coming over here to America calling us Indians, calling us savages. You must be out your damn mind. Verse 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. That's where y'all were at. Y'all are the original cavemen. Ain't no such thing as Adam and Eve lived in caves or uh, evolution from monkey and we lived in caves. That's all bullshit, man. That's all their satanic doctrine that they fucking push. That degenerate doctrine. It's not the truth. They like to say that we all came first started off as cavemen. Nah, Adam and Eve was civilized, man. They had knowledge, they had wisdom, they knew what they were doing. They knew how to grow crops, they knew how to raise animals, they knew how to sew clothes, they know how to do everything. Verse 7, it says, among the bushes they brayed, under the nest. Oh, and just actually going back up here, it says that dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. I'm actually gonna look that up just to show y'all. Look at this. The spell Caucasus wrong. You see? Look at that. Look at these caves. That's where they dwelt. That's where they lived at. And even in Petra, they have caves. You know, they eventually went back and tried to, fix it up. As you can see here, they try to fix it up. But before this, they dwelt in straight caves. Just like the Most High said, dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Pretty much meaning that dust is talking about that lack of wisdom, being in a low state. That's how they were at this time period. They were living in caves, just like some goddamn straight up cavemen. Look, see, that's them right there. That, that's Esau right there. Oh, look, the cavemen are the children of Edom. Neanderthal man, Caucasian mountain dweller, is a product of incest. Yeah, that's what they did. They're base men, man. Esau. There you go. All right, let's go back. Verse 7. It says, "Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools." It says they were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. You see? Hey, can't get around that, Esau. Now let me get Malachi 1, verse 4. It says, "Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh of hosts." Right? Because um, really it was after the Roman Empire. Select it. Right after the Roman Empire fell down, Esau got pushed into the mountains again. They became cave dwellers again, or they became servants, became low down people, and eventually during the Renaissance period, they started coming back into power, and this is the same thoughts they had. It says, whereas Edom said, "We are impoverished," because they were impoverished, they were in a low state. It says, "But we will return and build the desolate places." The desolate places is talking about Rome. It says, "Thus said Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down." So they're going to build. What did they build? America. This is Rome all over again. This is the Roman Empire all over again. It's continuation. Its last leg. Its last toe. They shall build, but I will throw down. So the Most High, these Edomites, they built up their empire. So now it's time for the Most High to throw it down. It says, "And they shall call them the border of wickedness." See, Esau is the wicked, man. Esau is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Esau is the devil. This is the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Indignation. Let's look up that word, indignation. It says anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. Right? So anger. The Most High is angry at these motherfuckers, man. Let's look it up here in the Blue Letter Bible. Indignation, indignation. To denounce, express indignation, to be indignant. I hate when it does that shit. To be abhorrent. To express I don't know why it does this. I don't know why it gives you a definition with the word that I'm trying to look up. It says abhor, abominable, angry, defy, indignation. Oh my god, I don't know why it does that. But anyway, abhor. Let's look up that word abhor. To regard with disgust and hatred. So the Most High hates you. I mean, this is scripture. It says, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. The Most High is not with these Edomites, man. Just because the Most High put them on top doesn't mean He chose them. Doesn't mean they're His people. The Most High put them in charge, put them on top, to be our whipping stick. To be His whipping stick against us because we fell off. So the Most High put them over us to punish us for our transgressions, right? And let's get Proverbs 29. Let's get 16. It says, "When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall." Right, and the wicked, they started multiplying during the Renaissance period. It started, growing and growing in numbers to where eventually, they started spreading. It was all the will of the Most High, but you know what I'm saying? They started spreading throughout the four corners of the earth, started taking over. Hey, and that's when you start seeing all the atrocities, all the wickedness throughout the earth. Let me get Proverbs. Actually, it's just up here. 29:2 says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Right now, the wicked are in rulership. Look at the state of these people, man. There's no happiness. You know that you have this thing called the opioid pandemic. You got a lot of Edomites, getting high off of meth and pills and opioids because they have no faith. They have no more happiness here in America. Their mirth is gone, especially after this whole, Crown Royal. After this Crown Royal hit, that's whenever everything just started going downhill. I mean, it's about time, man. I'm ready to see this place go down. But you can see it now. It says, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, because we're going to be in power soon. And all the nations are going to rejoice. The earth is going to rejoice. All the nations are going to be happy that we're in rulership. Even you, Esau. you're going, you're going to be happy getting your ass kicked in the kingdom. Second Ezra 6 and 9 says, and I'm going to end it off with this. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." Right, like I said, Esau is the end. This is his last. This is his last leg. This is the end. The end of any heathen nation taking over our people or putting our people in captivity or being over our people. We got next in line, and our kingdom's going to be eternal. There's going to be no period where we our kingdom goes down, then another kingdom gets set up. No, this kingdom is going to be eternal, and Yahweh Shai is going to be leading it, and our King David. All right. So anyway, I hope the lesson was edifying. I'm gonna end it off by saying, "Kal halayim la alahayana wa Yahweh bahashem Yahushua bahashem Rachakwadash." That was honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing His word with sincerity and truth. Until the next time, I'm gonna say, Shalom.